Hey man, we have a problem. What's up guys, welcome to Ace's Guitars. I'm Ace. I'm a guy who loves working on guitars, loves watching other people work on guitars, and I thought maybe people might enjoy watching me work on guitars. I promise I am in no way a luthier. I'm not a guitar tech. I'm a hobbyist. This is just for fun. If you have any tips or anything, leave them in the comments after the video. Today's video, I'm very excited because this is the first video where I get to wear my new shirt that my brother and his girlfriend got me for my birthday this month. They loved that I started the channel. They thought it was a fun thing, so they got me the shirt. I love it. I'm very excited. I'm gonna wear it in like every video I ever make now. Another reason I'm excited for this video is that it is going to be my first video with a bass. I have never done a video yet with a bass. I've done 4 full-length videos. In my top 5 body styles rankings, I showed off my Jaguar short scale bass. So that was the first bass that's ever been in a video, but now I have a full scale Peavy bass. This is a Peavy Zodiac EX. It is not mine. This is actually my childhood best friend's bass. He brought it to me and he said, hey, I have a project. Maybe you want to make a video on it. Can you do this for me? I said, hell yeah. Growing up, my dad always said to have good friends, you got to be a good friend. And I'm trying to be a good friend and work on this bass. Her name's Martha.
Why did you say that name?
And Martha gets played almost daily by my best friend who is very, very, very good at bass. I'm actually going to see Primus with him this week. So I have 2 nights to get this project done before I go see Primus with him because he lives about 2 hours away and I get this back to him. So we're doing it as fast as we can and we're trying not to mess it up. My friend went and he bought brand new tuners, knobs, and neon pink strings for Martha here. He went and got those off Geiger.com. This is a great website for third-party hardware. It's pretty good quality, solid. I haven't had any problems with anything I've bought from there. And he went and got that, and he wants me to put new strings, which isn't that crazy. It's just changing strings. New knobs, which is very easy, and I'll show you how to do that in case you're wondering how to do that. And then brand new tuners, which bass tuners are humongous. And this is the part that I'm worried about because he said, I just went and got the ones that it said fit. I know that it seems like it should be that easy. It should be as easy as just going and looking up your bass, looking up the tuners. Sometimes it's not. So we're gonna take these off. I'm gonna clean this dirty girl. I'm gonna take most of the hardware off. I'm gonna give her a good thorough cleaning. I might polish her up a little bit. I'm gonna work on the fretboard. I'm gonna polish the frets. I'm gonna oil the fretboard. Nothing too crazy. Don't need to level it or anything. And then I'm gonna see if I can get these tuners on. Shouldn't be that long of a video. Hopefully it's not that hard of a task. Hopefully I learned something doing this video. Hopefully you learned something watching this video. If not, I hope it's just a calm and relaxing video that you can play in the background while you're working on stuff. Who knows? But first thing I gotta do is take all this hardware off and give it a good thorough cleaning. So let's get into it. I found it interesting that when I took the tailpiece off, the ground wire was actually just underneath it. That is a dirty bass. At first I was just gonna loosen the screws on the pick guard and try and wipe underneath it, but then I just took it off. The pickguard screws are pretty old and rusted, so I have some old ones from another project and I'm just gonna replace them. Oh, that does not look good. I'm using a hammer and a flathead screwdriver just to knock the brushings out of the headstock. Line them up perfect. Some pretty interesting stickers on this neck plate. For guitar polishing, I just use Music Nomad's guitar polish. incredibly cheap way to polish your frets is to just use a buffing block that you would use on your fingernails, but make sure it's incredibly fine grit. I just wanted to give it a once over with some steel wool. I like to finish off my polish with some Music Nomad all-in-one. Back to Music Nomad on the fret oil. I can't explain how much of a difference the polish is making on this body. Look at how nasty that first fret is. Disgusting. Gotta keep a clean workspace. The tailpiece is in dire straits. At first I was just trying to clean the tailpiece, but it needs chemical help. I tried to get as much of the rust off as I could, but the screws and springs were completely covered, so I decided to let them sit overnight in white vinegar.
Hey man, we have a problem. So, these tuners don't fit.
Well, I got the base cleaned up, polished. I got the all-in-one polish from Music Nomad on it, which is kind of a protectant after you polish it, so it should be good. It looks like a brand new guitar, honestly. The thing I was afraid of, the thing I brought up at the beginning of the video, has come to fruition. Now there's no way I will get this bass guitar that is not even put together right now to my best friend in 2 days when we see Primus. It is very, very unfortunate. But what happened is that these tuners, they're not the same. So when you stick these tuners in, there's a little wiggle, but they have this spacer that you put on the other end to hold it in place, screw it together. When you try to do this one, this is the whole thing. This is the end that's supposed to go through the other side. You can literally stick the whole thing through one side. So that's not gonna work. That's upsetting. These are so pretty. These are so nice. Oh, he was so excited about them. I'm upset. Unfortunately, Geiger does not have that color in the kind of tuners that we need. So I did the measurements. I actually used the action gauge from Music Nomad to measure these and make sure that they're the right ones. You know, my friend checked, but mistakes happen. So I ordered the right ones. They're gonna be black, so they're still gonna be different than these silver ones. They're gonna look sharp, it's gonna look cool. And the rest of the bass, the strings and the knobs, we're still gonna get them cotton candy. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do the knobs. And I'm gonna show you how to do the knobs, because knobs are incredibly easy. But if you've never dealt with them before, if you've never tried to replace a knob, you might not know how. You might not know what you should be looking for. So I'm just gonna run through it real quick. And then I'll probably be done for the day. I have the screws from the tailpiece that are sitting in vinegar because I'm trying to get the rust off. So there's stuff that I can wait on and work on again tomorrow. But right now, let's just knock out some knobs, huh? All right, guys, so let's talk about changing knobs on a guitar. It's gonna be the same for this bass as it's gonna be for any kind of guitar that you're going to have. The first thing you're gonna check on the knobs is if they have this little hole on the side. So if they have that little hole in the side, then you know that you need an Allen wrench. When you buy knobs, when you buy a guitar, it comes with an Allen wrench. That does not mean that you will always remember where it is, you will not have it, but with these new ones that my friend bought, they came with their own Allen wrench. So I have the one that I know will work with these bad boys. Now, with these ones, obviously he did not have the Allen wrench with him, so I busted out my set. Most of the time when you're dealing with guitars, you're gonna be dealing with metric. So I grabbed my metric. It's not gonna be English units. It's not gonna be it's 16s, 32nds, 64ths, none of that. It's gonna be in millimeters. So I figured out which one works. And if it has that little circle in the side, you just use the Allen wrench and you go and you righty-tighty, lefty-loosey it. And it just comes right off. So inside of there, there's a hole in the side. In the side, there's a little screw. It just, on the other end, it just has an Allen head. When you tighten it, it puts pressure and it just tightens on the peg so that the knob stays on. Very, very, very simple. Very simple, very efficient mechanism. You can see now that the screw on the side is sticking out. It's because I loosened it. If I were to tighten it back up, then you can see it on the inside. Let's say that you had one that did not have a hole on the side. That means it's just a knob that has pressure. So if it has pressure, it's like this knob that I have here. Boom. So it's just a circle. All it's gonna do is that here, this peg, let me get it a little closer for you. The peg has a little slit in it. That peg can be widened, narrowed, and with that, you can then put these on. So all it would be is this knob would be on there. It'd be on there like that. I can turn it, boom. And then if it was all the way down to the body, you just try and get under it as much as you can. They make tools for this, but a very, very easy thing is that you can just put like a rag on the side of it, take a kitchen spoon, stick it under, and just pop it off. Very, very simple. But if you have the ones that have the Allen wrenches on it, it's even easier. So we're just gonna take these off. Boom. Now I know this seems super simple, but if you've never changed them before, you might not know that. The first time I changed knobs, I looked it up on YouTube. I watched someone explain it to me just as simply as I did to you right there. There's no shame in it. We're all beginners at some point. Just gonna clean around the knobs real quick because my best friend is a fantastic bass player. No joke. He is so good. We are going to see his absolute hero of bass on Wednesday when we're seeing Primus. But as good as he is at bass, he is bad at cleaning. So he does not clean his bass. You know, I don't even blame him for that because it's war torn. It's your battle scars, but I'm working on it for him. I'm gonna clean it for him. All right, so with these new ones, they got the circle. So it's gonna be very, very easy. This one's already loosened. We're just gonna pop it on there. And it's nice to just turn both to the same side. I got them both turned all the way up. And I'm gonna go ahead and just put that facing. Grab my Allen wrench, loosen this one. Got it. And because they're both at full volume right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and put these both straight up. So when he's holding the bass, they're gonna both be up. So when I tighten them, if he wants full volume, he knows that it's just gotta be pointing straight up. You wanna get it nice and tight. Boom. So when you're tightening it, you wanna make sure that it's just a little bit off the body so that once you tighten it, it's not gonna have any issues with turning. Because otherwise, you just got metal to metal right here, and it might not turn as well as you want. All right, so full volume, straight up, and then if it goes over to the right at all, that means that it's bottom. All right, now we just tighten this one, and we're good to go. All right, both of them are nice and tight. When they're max volume, they both are pointing the exact same way, up. Boom, guitar is polished. Now, we're good to go. All right, I think I'm at a good stopping point today. As you saw, I got the new knobs on here. This thing is slippery because it's super polished up. It looks brand new. It looks better than when my best friend bought it. I can guarantee you that because he got it on Facebook Marketplace back before it was cool. The neck was so dirty, but now it's clean. It's polished. The new tuners are coming in 2 days when I'm seeing my friend, so definitely not getting it to him on time. What are you gonna do? But I still feel good that we're gonna get new tuners on here. It's just gonna take a little longer. It looks brand new. I'm very excited. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so it's been 24 hours. I've had the screws and springs from the tailpiece on the bass sitting in white vinegar. Hopefully the vinegar has been breaking down the rust so that I can take this brush and just brush it off real easy, and then they'll look brand new. And it's going to be a big difference in the tailpiece to have rusted pieces to less rusted pieces, I guess. So let's brush. Here's what one of the screws looks like after soaking. And here it is after I brushed it off. The difference is drastic. Primus was great, but now we're back. We're working on the bass, and we have our new tuners. They're just black. They're not blue and sexy like the old ones, but when you have black hardware, it makes things that you have on your guitar that are neon, like our pink strings and our blue knobs, pop. So this is still gonna look cool. So let's get these tuners on this neck. While these tuners fit, I am realizing that they are huge. The brushings didn't fit as tightly as I wanted, so I put strips of masking tape around them, just one at a time, seeing how it fit, to make sure that there was no vibration, no movement, and no noise. Once I had the tuners lined up, I just marked the holes with a Sharpie. One of the tuners was wider than the headstock, so I just bent it. That thing I just threw off was the screw's head. Things are not going well, and I am spiraling. So we're back. The end of that video, I was incredibly frustrated. What happened was that I was trying to screw on the tuners, the new tuners for this bass. The screws were incredibly small, and I don't think they're the nicest screws that came with the Geiger tuners. So when I was trying to tighten them on, the heads of all these screws sheared straight off. I realized that they were too tight. I tried to undo the 5 screws I'd already done, and the heads all sheared off. So I had 5 screws stuck in this head that didn't have a head on them, that were too small to drill into to try and use a screw extractor. So I freaked out, almost had a mental breakdown. I was like, this is my best friend's first bass. Oh my gosh, if I ruined it. So I patched every single one of the holes that I drilled. This looks like something out of a horror movie. I have a YouTube short on how to patch holes in guitars, small screw holes. You just use toothpicks or bamboo skewers. You can use wood glue, super glue, stick them in there, and then once it dries, you shave them off with either a razor blade or a wood chisel, and you're good to go. You can paint them, sand them, re-drill holes, all that. So I'm restarting. I'm basically restarting now from the top. We're gonna do these tuners and we're gonna make them look good. So I'm gonna go ahead and chisel these off and re-drill the holes. So let's get into it. Wood chisels are so helpful when working on guitars. I cannot recommend them enough. Let's try this again. You already watched me drill all the first holes, so let's skip through this part really quickly. Be very, very careful. I had some black tuner screws left over from another project, so I just used those to replace the ones I sheared. Crisis averted. When I tell you that I almost had a mental breakdown when I thought I'd ruined this headstock, ruined these tuners, I immediately went to Lowe's. I $54 in a long conversation with one of the guys there, came back. I was able to get the screws out. So we officially have these tuners on. Drilled the holes, got them on. Pretty perfect now. Look at that. Look at those, man. Those are perfect. So the only thing is that one obviously was too long. So we bent it, filled it in with Sharpie where, I ended up having to use the hammer, pliers, got a little bit of the black paint off, put some Sharpie on it. Looks fine. My friend, he's very, very chill. He's very cool. He's a great guy. I called him originally before I made the mistakes with the drilling, but I called him originally to tell him about that. I said, hey, do you want me to try and cut it off or just bend it? He said he had no preference. I'd have to wait to cut it off, go all the way to work. So I just bent it. So now we have the body. The body is still all polished up. It's got the new knobs on it and it's ready to have the neck put back on. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the neck back on and we're gonna put the new strings. Look at these strings, man, dude. Look at these strings. I'm so excited to see how this cotton candy base looks. Look at those. Look at those strings. Those strings are awesome. They're pink. When they put them with the blue knobs, cotton candy base. That's exactly what he was looking for. I'm very excited about it. They're gonna pop more because they have the black heads on here, so it's not gonna distract at all from the body. It's gonna look so cool. I'm very excited. Martha's coming along. It's gonna be great. Yeah, so now all we gotta do is put this bad boy back together, put the scratch plate back on, and then put it all together. Having an electric screwdriver can be so helpful when you're taking apart and putting together guitars and basses. Just make sure that you're very careful as to not shear the screw itself or ruin the screw hole in the guitar. I forgot at the beginning, but I come back in and just use a mechanical pencil to graphite up the nut and the back on the saddle where the strings are going to touch. It's just a very cheap way to lubricate it. We did it! We have completed the bass modification build on the cotton candy bass named Martha.
Save Martha!
I think it looks pretty dope. She's got the pink strings on there. She's got the blue knobs. They're pointing straight up in the full volume and tone or gain. I'm not sure which it has. And then boom, that headstock with the black. I really do think that the black tuners, while they weren't originally what my best friend had chosen, I think that they work because with the black on black, it makes the pink in the headstock pop more. And I very much enjoy that. So we got this thing, it's all polished up. It looks so much newer, especially the tailpiece. The tailpiece is so much cleaner now that, I took it to vinegar, all that stuff. I think it looks very good. I think I've honestly done it justice. My best friend is a fantastic bass player, and I'm so excited for him to get his hands back on Martha and to get to play again. She's clean, she's slick, she's smooth. I mean, bending chords, it's effortless now, effortless. And on these pink strings, man, oh, it's gonna be fierce. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited about this. I didn't get it to him by promise, but I'm gonna try and get it to him sometime this weekend. Something that I could have modified, but I didn't, the neck plate, because the neck plate has the original inspection sticker from the person at Peavy that inspected it. It's been worn down from years and years, I believe over a decade now of playing. And I think that that's a cool history. So while I love modifying and putting new things on instruments, I really do like keeping those things that show its history. This is a great bass, fantastic bass. If you've ever thought about getting a Peavy Zodiac EX, yes, if you've ever thought about getting a Peavy Zodiac EX, I recommend it. It's a very nice bass. It's light, it's not super heavy. It's definitely not, it doesn't have no neck dive or anything. It plays up. It's a great bass. So thank you guys so much for watching this. From thinking it was easy, not having the correct tuners, thinking I ruined the guitar, to now having this done. It's been a journey, it's been fun. longer video than I expected, honestly. But I'm glad that that it happened, and I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope you had it playing or something in the background and you had a good time and you feel as good as I do right now. So thank you guys. This has been Ace's Guitars. I'll see you next time.